The best way to deal with weeds in your lawn is to prevent them from becoming a problem in the first place. Today, we're going to be talking about pre-emergent. It's one of the best tools you have at your disposal for a weed-free lawn. At a high level, all pre-emergent is a specialized herbicide that interrupts the weed's ability to germinate. Like many things in life, the best defense is a good offense, and pre-emergent is one of the best tools we have for keeping weeds out of your lawn. Now, there's countless options when it comes to pre-emergent, but we're going to cover two today, starting first with straight Prodiamine. Now, Prodiamine is an excellent option because it's safe for both warm season and cool season grasses. You can get it in various forms, ranging from a granular to a water dispersible granule and liquid. Now, if you have a cool season lawn like Kentucky Bluegrass, rye, or Fescue, I'd recommend going with Prodiamine in either the granular form or as a water dispersible granule, since these typically don't contain additional herbicides, making them safe for the broadest range of grass types. Now, if you're going to apply Prodiamine in water dispersible granule form, there's a couple of things you're going to need to be able to do that. First up is a calibrated backpack sprayer along with a tip that's optimized for soil applications. Now, the sprayer I'm going to be using today is the one from Yard Mastery. I chose this one because it's 4 gallons, giving me great coverage, and they also include the correct tip for applying pre-emergent. Now, if you don't have this sprayer or you already have a sprayer, you can always get the flood jet tip from T-Jet and add that to your sprayer after the fact. You'll also need a precision scale to accurately weigh the amount of product that you're applying and a measuring cup, obviously to contain the product. I'd also recommend going with some blue marker dye, since this makes it much easier to see where you've applied the product to your lawn. An important aspect of getting the best possible result with pre-emergent is ensuring that it's mixed properly in the tank. To do that, today I'm going to be using a cordless drill along with an auger bit to ensure that the pre-emergent is well suspended within the water. Now, there's several options for doing this. I chose this auger bit because the opening of this sprayer is fairly narrow, and this will fit down in the tank without issue. If you have one of those bits that's used for mixing paint, that can also work well if you have a wider mouth sprayer. Now, the application rates for Prodiamine are going to vary based on your grass type. For cool season grass, the rate is from 0.185 ounces all the way up to 0.55 ounces per 1,000 square feet. For warm season grass like Bermuda, Zoysia, and St. Augustine, the rate is 0.36 ounces per 1,000 square feet all the way up to 0.83 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Now, these rates assume that you're going to be mixing Prodiamine with 1 gallon of water over 1,000 square feet. So what this means is for a 4-gallon backpack sprayer like I'm using today, I'm going to take the rate that I'm going with and multiply it by 4 to come up with the amount of product that I need to mix with 4 gallons of water. Now, it's important to keep in mind that the high end of these application rates, so 0.55 for cool season grass and 0.83 for warm season grass, are the annual limits for Prodiamine. What this means is that you can either choose to do a single application at the high rate, and this assumes that you're going to change to a different pre-emergent for your next application, or you can do multiple applications at lower rates depending on what you're trying to achieve. You can get great results using either method. As always, it's super important that you read the product's label so that you can become aware of any additional guidance or restrictions when using this product. The second product we're going to be talking about today is one called Coastal. Now, Coastal contains Prodiamine, but it also contains 2 additional herbicides called simazine and imazaquin, making it safe only for warm season grass. Now, the benefit to this is that it will prevent weeds much like just straight Prodiamine does, but the simazine and imazaquin will also kill any weeds that have already started germinating. So one of the weeds that we commonly have to deal with here in the Southeast United States is one called Poanua or annual bluegrass. Simazine and imazaquin are both excellent against that particular type of weed. Now, Coastal comes in liquid form and is applied at a rate of 64 ounces per acre. Now, that works out to just under 1.5 fluid ounces per 1,000 square feet. We're going to be mixing that 1.5 fluid ounces, or just under 1.5 fluid ounces, with 1 gallon of water and applying that over 1,000 square feet. So in the case of our 4-gallon backpack sprayer, we're going to be mixing a total of just under 6 ounces of Coastal with 4 gallons of water, which is going to give us 4,000 square feet of coverage. Now, much like in the case of the water dispersible granule, it's super important that you read the product label for Coastal to be made aware of any restrictions. On that note, a quick word about safety. Now, when applying pre-emergent or any other herbicide for that matter, it's super important that you wear shoes with socks, long pants, a long sleeve shirt, and gloves. Out of an abundance of caution, I also like to wear eye protection. Who says you can't be safe and stylish? Now today, I'm gonna be showing you how to mix coastal since I have warm season grass and I really wanna try out this pre-emergent on my lawn this year. Now, if you're going with a water dispersible granule, you should still follow along because really outside of the application rates, the process is still the same. We'll start by filling the backpack sprayer tank halfway full with water. Next, we'll measure out just under 6 ounces of coastal and we'll add that to the tank. I also like to add a few ounces of the blue marker dye. Let's get to mixing. The idea behind mixing the tank when it's half full is to get the herbicide fully suspended in water. We'll finish up by filling the tank with water and then give it one more mix. Now I'll be running the Yard Mastery sprayer at the lower 40 PSI option since that's what works best with the flood jet tip. When making your application, make your passes back and forth and do your best to avoid skips or heavy overlaps. Having the marker dye is really going to be helpful for this. Once you're done, run your irrigation to water the product in. The product label calls for 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of water to help move the product down into the soil. Now, if you don't have irrigation, just wait for it to rain. Now, with coastal applied and watered in, you should start seeing the weeds that it targets, like Poanua, begin to die off within a couple of weeks. You should also see a major reduction in any new weeds germinating in your lawn. I'll be sure to have links in the description for everything you've seen in this video. Now, if you'd like to see an additional option for eliminating weeds in your lawn, I'll have a video right here for you to watch next. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.